Hi, everybody. It is Thursday night. Thursday night football time. My Steelers playing pretty well right now. So far, so good for Thursday night football. All right, tonight we are opening up what you see in front of you there. We've just got one break tonight. It's going to be Topps Heritage High Number. It's a half case break, and it is the last of the Heritage High Number that I have on hand. Of course, it's the back half of the case that we opened up, I don't know, a while back. We opened up the first of it, and then it kind of got shuffled off to the side, and we've worked our way back to it tonight. Before we get started with that, of course, there is a little bit of information to go over, so let's take a look at that. Feedback, automated. Yeah, I just do it the easy way, right? So then as soon as you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get positive feedback in return. And of course, the second thing that you see there, the most important thing that you see there, is I do want to say thank you, because I appreciate you bidding and breaking with me. And lots of you come in and chat and hang out with me, even on nights when you're not in the break. And I really enjoy that. So thanks for being part of the break tonight. I appreciate you. We're taking a look next at things that are coming up over the course of the next 5 days. So this stuff is already up and listed on eBay. It's available for bidding right now if you so chose. And of course, a variety of things like we normally do. So tomorrow night, Friday night, will be Gold Rush Gem Mint Series 2 football. That's 12 packs. 12 packs make up a box, and a box makes up a case. So some people will call that a box, some will call it a case. That's why I have it listed both ways. So pick your poison on what you want to call it, but that's what it is. Three boxes of Leaf Autograph full-size football helmet. That'll be a full case break, and break number 3 for it. We're going to open another 9-box inner case of Topps Triple Threads. The one we opened last night was amazing. So good. So good. And then we'll open the back half of a case of Donruss basketball that we started yesterday for release day. We'll finish up that case tomorrow night. On Saturday night, it's going to be a half case of Leaf Autograph football jerseys. That's the back half of a case. We're going to open another case of Bowman Chrome HTA, which is also called Jumbo. No base cards in that one. Everything in that is a hit. So there'll be 36 autograph hits in that break. We'll also go back in time a little bit and open some Chronicles basketball for 2017-18. It's the last case I have of any of our 17-18 basketball class. I have some loose boxes. We'll put those together in mixers somewhere along the way, but this is the last full case I have. And you might remember Chronicles. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of good chase in there. Not necessarily even the autographs and relics we're after, more the parallels in that one. Sunday night, we're going to start early at 9:15. We'll open 3 boxes of Gold Rush Series 2 autograph basketball jerseys. That's the back half of a case. And then we're going to open a full 10-box case of Donruss basketball. But when we do the 10-box case, Veteran Base has its own bidding spot, and it doesn't ship, okay? So on the half case, everything ships. On the full 10-box case, Veteran Base has its own bidding spot. Then the individual teams will get autographs, relics, inserts, short prints, numbered cards, rookie cards, etc. On Monday night, we're going to do just a couple of memorabilia breaks there, because by Monday I'll have a ton of sorting that I'll have to get done. So we'll open 4 Leaf Autograph mini football helmets. That's a half case break, start of a new case. And we will also open a full case of TriStar Game Day Greats autograph football jerseys. Tuesday night, we'll be back into Prism football with another full case break of that. So that's what the days ahead look like tonight. Once again, a single product, and that is Heritage High Number. It's a half case break. This is break number 6. Anticipated to get out the door on Tuesday, because you know what? Monday is Veterans Day, and I forgot that it was actually Sunday is Veterans Day, but it's observed on Monday by the post office, etc. So we won't have any mail service on Monday, which I had forgotten until today. So Tuesday would be the earliest opportunity to get this Heritage High Number out to you. We don't have to worry about consolation cards tonight either, because there's a zillion trillion cards in here, and every team's going to pull some. So no worries there. 6 boxes of 2018 Heritage High Number Baseball half case break. Break number 6 ended tonight on eBay, Thursday night, the 8th of November. Let's try that again. The 8th of November. And of course, your team names are on the left-hand side, and your name is up in lights across from your team on the right-hand side. And one team didn't sell. That's the Padres. You see that noted there is no bids buyback. And Groovy Y has got a lot of teams in here tonight. So Groovy Y is kind of all over it. Johnny Frank's got quite a few in here as well. So sounds like you guys are taking full advantage of the last opportunity to jump in some high number tonight. Jay Allen is here and Scott is here. Hi, Jay Allen and Scott. Buckeye for Fun is here too. Scott, you said you are bored and tired. Well, alrighty then. Yeah, I don't know. The bored part, I'm never bored, I don't think. I'm too busy to be bored. I would like to be bored sometimes. I would like to have just like nothing to do. But the reality of it is I have way more to do every day than I can possibly ever get done in a day. So, yeah, one of these days I'll go back to being bored, but I haven't been in a long time. Our box topper here is an original 1969 Topps card. And of course, it's going to be updated with a buyback stamp on it. And all these buyback cards, guys, because they are actually from 1969, they're well-loved, well-handled. I've seen them come out with creases and bends, and they're usually miscut and crazy because that's the way cards looked in 1969. Of course, I'm never going to get this one out of here to find out. And it is the Seattle Pilots. And I always forget who the Seattle Pilots became because you always want to think it's the Mariners, but then that is not correct. Let me fix this focus. I forgot to change. I forgot to take autofocus off. We're not going to deal with all that zooming in and out tonight because that'll just put us all right over the edge. Let me take you. Now you can look at it better. I'll have to look up who the Seattle Pilots became, guys, because I can't remember. But cards always stay with their franchises. So, for instance, you know, the Seattle Pilots have become somebody else in another location, and that card will go to whatever team they are currently. Like the old New York Giants are the current San Francisco Giants, that sort of thing. There were bunches of different Washington Senators, and they became two different teams depending on the year that you looked. So, like that. So I'll check out who the Pilots became when we get to the end of the break, and that's where that'll go. Bruce is here. Hi, Bruce. What's shaking? Jay Allen, you have the Reds and the Indians, the Royals, and the Rangers. That sounds like a pretty good selection. I like that selection. I particularly, of course, like that you have my Cincinnati Reds. You know how I love my Reds. My little underachieving, underperforming Reds still hold a fond place in my heart. Bruce, I think I shipped something out to you today. I want to say that I did. I think I remember seeing your name. I got a lot of stuff out the door yesterday and today, thank goodness. So we're starting to make up a little ground. But tomorrow, oh yeah, we got a big, ugly, long sort tomorrow. So probably only one break will get sorted out tomorrow. Neil Walker, this is possibly, is that a short print? It is, I think, a high number short print. Yeah, I believe that's right. It's been a while since I've opened this, so every time that it's been a while, I have to stop and think about what it is that I'm looking for in terms of how our short prints and things look. But I do believe that was one. And this is Rookie Performers. This particular one is Andujar for the Yankees. We're going to find loads of those Rookie Performers, and for the most part, they're probably not going to be numbered or anything, so I'm not going to call them out every single time we go by them, but just be aware of it. There are tons of these that we're going to find as well. They have the scalloped edges, the black and white with a facsimile signature. So, of course, that's not an actual signature on there. It's just an imprinted signature. And, again, those are not numbered and are pretty common throughout here. We'll find quite a few. I believe Ichiro is, yes, a high number short print. Ah, Bruce, yeah, you got a shipping notice today. Good. So then we did send you something. I thought so, but sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes I look at a lot of stuff in any given day and I get it wrong. Award winners, we'll find a lot of award winners inserts, and, you know, same as the others in that. They are not numbered, but they're inserts nonetheless. So first time we take a look at them, I'd like to try to call them out so you kind of have an idea of what's what as we go along. I thought that might be something, but it's not. Jay Allen, you said you got a bunch of shipping notices too. Okay, good. Yeah, I have really been trucking it the last couple of days, like staying up super late and getting up super early and trying to get us back on track. Miracle Mets from 1969. There's a whole insert subset of those, so just another one that we'll find quite a few of as we go along. Banda is, I believe, a high number short print. Yes, it is. There's actually a lot of high number short prints in here. Not you know, a lot of the top short prints are not really very common, but in Heritage High Number, the high number short prints are actually fairly common. Buckeye, you are looking for Pirates and Blue Jays mojo. All right, well, we'll have to see what we can do about delivering some Pirates and Blue Jays mojo for you then. See what we can find. So we do still have some more Archives baseball too. I have another 10-box case of that. I'm probably going to try to work that in the rotation somewhere, maybe next weekend, somewhere in that neighborhood. Jacob deGrom for the Mets is our hit in this box. It's Clubhouse Collection Relic. You did get a pinstripe with it, so you know that part makes me happy. I always hate it if they don't give us a pinstripe when pinstripes are part of the uniform. So that did make me happy. That's just a regular one. Yeah, sorry, I got to flip a few of these as we go along. I'm still trying to reacquaint myself with what all of our various short prints and action shots look like. And I can also tell you that my brace is in my way tonight. For some reason, it's not working tonight the way I've got it on. So we're going to take it off for a minute. Reggie Jackson highlights. Of course, 1969 was his rookie year. We're going to find a bunch of Reggie Jackson highlights cards. They're going to be for various teams. That particular one, of course, was for the Oakland A's, but we'll find him in a variety of uniforms. Christian Yelich, that is an action image variation short print for the Brewers. Jay Allen, you said you will be happy if you can just get one good autograph. All right, well, you got to define for me then what is considered good, quote unquote. You know, I about let this variation go by. I saw it and then but I had to grab it. I don't know, I didn't get it out right away. But it is, you see there, that's in white, and normally they're in yellow. So that is a Gleyber Torres short print for the Yankees with a color swap on it. So, yeah, I saw it, but I had to think about it a minute. I'm like, I think there's something different about that Torres. Yeah, there was. Steelers scored again, 38-14. It's been kind of a fun game to watch. It's always fun to watch when you win, though, right? But I have to tell you, Steelers scoring 2 touchdowns in 13 seconds to start things off tonight. And, well, the Panthers started off scoring the first touchdown, but then the next 2 times, Steelers Ben throws it once, boom, we're down the field, touchdown, and then the next thing you know, we intercept and get another touchdown from the defense. Rocking Indians, this again we'll find for various teams. It's usually just a photo of a couple of different players together, sometimes 3. They give them a little nickname type thing on it and make it an insert. Our mini card is Austin Meadows for the Pirates, and of course numbered to 100. Speaking of mini cards, I have a question for you guys. Are you familiar with the Bowman Chrome mini sets that were from 2017? Now and then we'll find quite a few of those inserts as well. So what they are, they're full sets, of course, of Bowman Chrome from 2017. A full set, but in the mini size. But also in the box, like the mini, this is hard to explain, but basically the full set of mini 2017 Bowman Chromes are inside a box, which is inside a bigger box. Then also inside the larger box are 3 packs of 10 parallels each, so 30 total parallels. And they have Acuna in there and Bichette. It's Acuna's first Bowman, by the way. And, of course, all of our rookies from 2017. So Aaron Judge and Cody Bellinger, all those guys in those parallels. So 30 parallels per box. So the question is, do you have any interest in breaking the parallels? So, in other words, I would buy the full... You got to buy them together as a set. So it's the full set of 2017 Bowman Chrome Minis, which we would just give out by way of random. And then we would break the 30 parallels by teams like normal. So this is, of course, a Chrome variation here. It is numbered to 569 with a base refractor Chrome there. And if we did that, what we would do is probably open several of them at once, you know, like maybe 4 sets at once, which would give us 120 of the parallels. I think it's 30 a box, so it would give us 120 parallels in the break, and then we would have the 4 complete Chrome mini sets that we would give out by way of random. So, those of you who are watching live right now, what's your take on that? Is that something you guys would be interested in doing? You know, some of those mini parallels, if you happen to pull one of the Acunas or the Aaron Judge rookie or some of those, some of them sell for a lot of money, like several $100s. I think the Acunas that are the low ones, like the Acuna Reds, they may be going for like $700-800. You get into some of the others, like the orange and some of the ones with a little higher numbering, you're still probably talking a couple $100, between $200 and $300. So definitely the potential to have a lot of hits in there. That is just the base. But, of course, you know, like anything, you never know what you're going to get. But price-wise, they're not... Somebody, one of my distributors has them at a good price right now. Lot lower than they were, because they came out at like, oh man, it was like $200 a set or something, and it's a bit lower than that now. So I have opened several sets myself. I opened several sets myself right when it first came out in 2017, because I happen to love the minis. So I opened a bunch of the parallels just for me, and I'm considering getting us a case and opening some that way. So Jay Allen, I would probably have to do it, well, I don't know. I would probably have to do it random teams, because I don't know if I could easily do that on eBay without people getting confused about what it was. So our box loader here, of course, is this advertising panel. It's a strip of 3 cards there. Marlins, Blue Jays, and Indians. What I'm going to do is just set that aside, and then at the end of the break, we'll probably have a few more of those. We'll take a look and see who owns what. So if someone owns 2 of the 3 on one of those panel cards, they would take it outright, because they would own 51% or more. And if it was something, a situation where you did not have anybody that owned 51% or more, we'd use random.org to give it out. So Bruce, you like the idea. You would be you'd be good with that. And Jay Allen, you said, are you saying, Jay Allen, that you would rather do it as random teams and sell it, you know, like we do when we usually do random teams, selling it through chat and through the live break? and like that? Or are you saying you would rather have it go through eBay? And Bruce, I guess same question applies to you. I mean, do you have a preference as to which way it goes, one way or the other? The only thing I worry about doing stuff like that in eBay is that people will get confused and they'll think I'm going to open like the whole set of Chrome Mini and divide it out by teams, which is not really the intent, because it's literally just the set of Bowman cards, you know, in minis. I'd rather just give the sets out in their entirety, because it's the parallels we'd be after anyway. There's a nice little Juan Soto rookie in a chrome variation here. And it looks like that we might be headed into our hot box. So you know what that means. Yep, it means every pack that we open is going to have one of these purple chrome parallels. Those are not numbered, but, you know, they're still kind of cool to have, even though they are not numbered. As a matter of fact, Shohei Ohtani, nice to hit. We hit the Soto purple chrome. Now we've got that one. Yeah, Jay Allen, you think random's the way to go? I kind of do too, because it's got, well, of course, obviously it's got 2017 rookies in it, but then it's got a lot of prospects in it as well. But it would just be hard to go through and try to set the price per team and that sort of thing. I think random teams would make more sense. JD Martinez for the Red Sox, if we were doing it through chat. Now, obviously, you know, if we listed it on eBay, that'd be a different matter. I would just have to think about how it would work. Oh, I see. You're saying, Bruce, most of the time you're on vacation, so you don't see the breaks, like, so you don't go back and watch them later to know when we're doing something by way of chat. I got you. I got what you're saying there. Yeah, there for a while I was doing a lot of stuff that way, and then I just got so busy I didn't really have time to add that in, because it is a little more labor intensive. Yes and no. It's just a different way to do it, and it does sometimes take up a little more time in the beginning, which I haven't had lately. But I do have some other stuff I want to run that way too. So I think we might do that. I don't know. I think that might be fun. I like those little parallels. So I don't know. Maybe we could either do a half case or a whole case. A half case would be 4 of them. A whole case would be, I think they came 8 to a case. And then of course 8 people would walk away with the complete, you know, sealed mini set too, which is not a bad deal. So this is a black border parallel for the Yankees. It's Austin Romine. Now you see that is not numbered. However, Topps did come out and release the information on that after the fact. And I believe, I'm trying to look here if I wrote that down. Once upon a time I knew. I think it's to 50 on the black border. So an unnumbered kind of thing, but with a low print run. Yeah, oh, Bruce, is this your first time in chat ever? I didn't realize that. Oh, yeah, cool. So, yeah, I mean, I don't mind doing the random teams on eBay. I mean, I do. I kind of don't prefer it, but I could do it. But the part of it that scares me about putting it on eBay is the fact that it's two separate things, in that it's really the little mini parallels that we're going to break, and then the sets we're going to give out by way of random. And I just know if I list that, no matter how many times I say that and explain it in the listing, I'll have at least a handful of people that'll not read it and then throw a fit because they're thinking that it's, you know, something else or whatever. So, so I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do it. Latchman's here. Hi, Latchman. Jay Allen, I don't know if there are any autographs in the parallels. I personally haven't pulled any. I could not tell you if there are any for certain. Clubhouse Collection Indians, Francisco Mejia. But I can tell you, if you go to eBay, Jay Allen, and you type in 2017 Bowman Chrome Mini. You'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about, because then the parallels, of course, because that's what these little sets are. They're these little 30 that are in that box. They're all parallels. So you can look and see kind of what's coming out of there. And if you look at completed listings, which is what I usually do, I go to completed and sold, and then I can either sort, sold lowest to highest or highest to lowest. I always sort completed, sold, highest to lowest to get an idea of what is selling and what isn't. But that would kind of give you an idea of what some of these things are bringing. But I don't really remember for certain if there was the possibility in there of having any of them autographed. I don't really think so, but I wouldn't say that 100%. Well, Bruce, I am glad to have you in chat for the first time ever. How about that? So, I don't know what part of the country you're in, Bruce, but here it is really turning cold. Apparently tomorrow we're going to get whammied with some kind of storm system, and freezer took us off from, I guess, probably until spring. Kind of a very early arrival of winter. We had 0 fall this year. I mean, like, no fall. Maybe a week of fall. The leaves are still on the trees, and they're talking about we're going to be getting snow and maybe freezing rain and whatever. It's like, wait, what? Winter isn't for another month and a half. So, I don't know. Maybe if you are on vacation, I hope you are on vacation in a warm place anyway. Jay Allen says he thinks I'd have a bunch of idiots on eBay. Yeah, I hear you. Oh, Bruce, you're not too far from me. You're in Tennessee. Okay. You're 33 miles north of Nashville. So I probably have been down in your part of the world a few times along the way. A Reggie Jackson tribute for the Angels on that one. I used to go down to Nashville a lot back in the day when I used to do some photography, which I don't do anymore, but I used to. And so I was down in Nashville some. Haven't been down there in years, though. But I would say somewhere along the way I probably drove by right where you are, Bruce. Latchman, you said it's 23 degrees right now in Minneapolis. I know, like, what is the deal? There's an Acuna purple chrome parallel. I just can't understand why it is so cold so early and so quickly. I mean, we go from nice, 60s, 70s, actually kind of unseasonably warm, and then you just wake up one day and boom, it's winter. This is an action image variation Piscotty for the A's. So yeah, some craziness coming on, but I'm going to tell you this. If I actually see snow tomorrow or even next week, I am probably just going to lose my mind. It's way too early for snow. Another Miracle Mets. There's the Braves Vizcano. This is not the purple parallel. This is the standard refractor, and it's numbered to 569. Bruce, you said it's 50-ish there. I don't know what it is outside here right now, but it's probably, in that vicinity here, I would imagine. Your temperature and my temperature are probably going to be pretty close to one another most of the time. But they were saying on the news tonight that I guess tomorrow afternoon, at least here, they expect the temperature to drop and things to start turning ugly. Yuck. I don't like that sound. Tyler's here. Hi, Tyler. Jay Allen's just taunting us all, telling us it's 55 in South Carolina. He's warmer than all the rest of us. Yeah, I hear you down there, Jay Allen. Down there in the Carolinas is always going to be a little warmer than we are this time of year. So our box loader here is another of our advertising strip of cards. So same as, guys, we're just going to take it out right now, look at it, and see what teams are on it. Then at the end of the break is when we'll look and see if anybody owns, 51% or more. And if they do, great, they'll take it outright. Did I not cut down low enough? And if they don't, then of course we'll use random.org to distribute this. And on here is Braves, Blue Jays, and the A's on this one. I think the Blue Jays were in the middle on the last one too. Crazy. Yeah, Bruce, you're hearing the same thing I'm hearing about stupid snow. Can't believe it. There should be some kind of law against that. We seem to be passing laws of all kinds of random things these days. So let's pass a law that says it cannot drop below 60 until we get at least mid-December. I wish Mother Nature would listen to reason. But sadly, she does not. So what I'll probably do, guys, is put up the... Maybe tomorrow or the next night, I'll try to get it opened up for the Bowman Chrome minis that we're talking about. We'll probably try to open that up, and I might open up a direct through chat break for Leaf Greatest Hits Basketball or something like that too, maybe. But I think the Bowman Chrome minis would be fun, so I'm feeling that. I'm feeling the love on that. Oh, we got our hit right off out of this box. Clubhouse Collection, Craig Kimbrell for the World Series winning Red Sox. He always freaks me out the way he pitches. Not the way he pitches, but that weird kind of, I don't even know what to call it. That sort of Karate Kid in the crane pose type deal that he does before he throws the ball is so freaky to me. I mean, maybe that's the point, though. Maybe he's trying to, freak out the batters. I don't know. I think it's so unusual, and it really always kind of mesmerizes me in a strange sort of way. Bruce says maybe Trump will sign an executive order that says no snow. That's funny. I like that. Yeah, I wish Mother Nature would respond to law and reason, because I'm going to tell you what, I would lobby for never below 50. But I don't think it works that way. That is an action image variation for the Cubbies. It is Yu Darvish. One of these Arrietas, is it this one? That is a trade variation for Arrieta. So it's kind of a short print type deal, but you see that it says back there trade on it. So anyway, it is a variation. I did recognize that much, but I called it, I guess, the wrong thing originally. Oh my gosh, it is 45-14 Steelers. Oh man, they're crushing it. How many of those belong to James Conner? Now, I got to see most of the first half, so second half is what I haven't seen any of yet. So is James Conner, still running it down in the end zone? This is a high number short print for Curtis Granderson and the Blue Jays. James Conner, man, that kid is turning out to be so good. I was kind of excited about him when we drafted him last year, but I thought he would have to grow into the role a little more, which he did. I mean, last year he sat behind Le'Veon, and he saw limited action last year. And so when we got him this year, I thought, well, he needed to do a little work last year. He needed to improve in a few areas. And so when we got him this year, I thought, yeah, he'll probably be a little bit better. Oh my gosh, he's amazing this year. Kid is unbelievable. He's second in the league in rushing, isn't he? I mean, it's insanity. Bruce, she said the almanac is calling for a bunch of snow this year. Well, I don't use the Farmer's Almanac, but I do pay attention to the squirrels that I feed. I know this sounds stupid. And my mother does the same thing. She has squirrels, and she pays attention to them as well. And she said, have you noticed, this was like a month ago, she goes, have you noticed that the squirrels have been burying like so much more stuff than normal? She's like, they're digging my yard all up, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, you know, I keep the feeding station full, so I try to keep them from digging holes everywhere. I said, but yeah, I've noticed there's a lot of them, and they really seem to be kind of frenzied about food. She says, you know, like I do, sometimes the squirrels are an indicator of how bad a winter it's going to be. Like how they would know, couldn't tell you, but they do seem to, in the years when it's a bad winter, they do seem to stock up and dig a lot more holes before it gets really cold. So take that for what it's worth. Martin, hi Martin. You said that the special teams just recovered on a kickoff on the 9-yard line, and now it's 52-14. Oh my goodness, it's going to be a basketball score by the time we're done. What in the world? Now the Carolina Panthers are better than this. I mean, the Carolina Panthers should not be losing right now to 52-14. I mean, they're playing my Steelers, so for sure I'm going to take it, right? And be thrilled with it and kind of do a little dance in my head about it. But the reality is Carolina Panthers are a better team than that. So they're just having kind of an off night or something. That is a Carlos Santana. It is numbered to 999. So whenever we see the chrome with the white border, they're to 999. When you see them with just the silver border, but they refract, those are the ones that are 569. And of course, the purple hot box ones that we saw earlier are not numbered, but only come in the hot boxes. Oh, Jalen Samuel scored. Excellent. You know, I've been waiting for Jalen Samuel to get a little more involved. He's the one you guys probably remember at the first, right after the draft, when we were getting into rookie mini camp and all that stuff. Jalen Samuels is the one that I kind of thought might be our sleeper. He's the one that I said, yeah, well, he's not getting a lot of buzz about him, but I think he could come in and really make an impact. And then he's just been so quiet all year. We haven't seen him a lot. And I did notice they were giving him some opportunities right towards the end of the first half. So I'm glad they've got him in a little bit in the second half too. And he needs to get some playing time under his belt. But he's a pretty good guy too. That for some reason I thought that was something, but the code tells me that it's not. So I guess I was just wrong about that. Yeah, Jay Allen says he thinks squirrels and birds are a good indicator of the weather. So, yeah, that probably means we're in for a long haul. I probably should go buy more bird food, actually, before the weather gets really nasty, because I won't want to deal with it then. I've got some out there, but probably not as much as I need to have for squirrels or birds. My squirrels are super picky, too. You'd think they would just be happy with what they get, but they're not. They always want something different. But, yeah, we've got a whole menagerie of things that come to eat here in the winter. So, our shed out back is full of, and we have ducks that come and eat all the time as well. So we've got cracked corn and whole corn and peanuts and all kinds of bird seed. We got tons of doves that come and eat here, as well as, your normal birds. So we've got like 3 kinds of bird seed and squirrel feeding stations and bird feeding stations and duck feeding stations. It's like Wild Kingdom around here, tell you what. But that's all right. It's fun to watch them. Little wildlife. There's 14:55 still left on the clock. Isn't that amazing in a score like that? Wow. So once again, this is another 1969 original card. We could probably have guessed that because of the way that it is horribly miscut, which is how all of those cards used to be. I don't know how many of them you've handled from older years or seen, but they were always cut like this, like, you know, somebody just closed their eyes and chopped them. Of course, it is updated with the 50th anniversary Topps logo, and well loved, guys. All of these original 1969 cards, they're going to have soft edges and corners. Sometimes I've seen them with creases and other more obvious things, stains, whatnot. I mean, they just, you know, they're old. They're old like me. They've been around a long time, so they don't come out all minty perfect, but they're still kind of cool. Latchman, or Jay Allen, I do feed woodpeckers, absolutely. And earlier this week, I went outside because I heard a woodpecker pecking, and I thought he was pecking on the house, but he wasn't. He was pecking on a tree. And I looked out, and I had a pair of downies, and I had a red belly, and I think I had another pair of downies, but I couldn't get a good enough look. My neighbor's dog came running outside and started barking, scared them away. But I definitely had the one pair of downies right there, right by the door. And then the red belly in the tree out back. And I think I had another pair of downies. All there at once. As I love my little woodpeckers. Latchman, you said... is a card any indication of the weather? Because this year you've never seen so many acorns. You know, I don't know. I have noticed that acorns go at least here. That is a high number short print. They go very much in cycles. So some years I will have an enormous amount of acorns. And then other years, I will have hardly any, and it's really no rhyme or reason, and I've never paid enough attention, I guess, to equate whether or not the years we have a lot of acorns equal to bad winter or not. But last year, I definitely had a lot more acorns last year than I've had this year, and last year wasn't a very bad winter for us. But I haven't seen a ton this year. Tyler Wade and the Yankees. So this is our first autograph out of this half case. Everything else up to that point had been a relic. So the Yankees get our first autograph hit out of here. So I'm not entirely sure, but that is a good question, Latchman. I don't know if that's a good indicator or not, but it could well be. There's a lot of things like that kind of unusual stuff you just have to pay attention to that tell us things like the squirrels and the birds and whatnot. Jay Allen, you said that's a touch off center. I know you're right. I know you're talking about the 1969 when I just didn't look over there and see it until right now. Yeah, I mean, wasn't that crazy how bad they used to be? This is an action image variation, Tyler O'Neill and the Cardinals. A little short print here. Bruce, you said you have foxes, possums, raccoons, and coyotes. Well, I definitely have possums and raccoons. They come up and eat. I also feed stray and feral cats. You might imagine any animal of any sort that shows up hungry around here, we set up a place and we feed it. And I've definitely seen raccoons and possums in the cat food. And we actually, for a while, had a skunk that was coming to eat the cat food at night. Because I went bouncing out the back door one night to toss something in the recycle bin. And I thought at that time we had a black and white cat that I was feeding, a feral cat. And I thought it was the black and white cat. And then when I realized it was a skunk, like I just froze. I'm like, oh no, I'm about to get sprayed on the way to the recycle bin. So I was just like, oh my gosh. And of course, you know, I'd gone just flying out the door. So I just kind of froze and slowly backed my way back into the house. And thank goodness he didn't spray me. But he came back and ate here for a while. Lorenzo Cain, high number short print for the Brewers. So yeah, we have all manner of things that hang around and come up to dine here as well. So Foxes and Coyotes, though, I don't have. You got me on that one. So Reggie Jackson highlights for the A's that went by there. Jay Allen, you said you have a lot of woodpeckers in your area. Well, the big one with the bright red head, it could be, that's the one, well, there's, it depends. It could be because a red belly also has a bright red head, but you have to really be able to look to see the red on its belly where it gets its name, but it has a different type of feathers. It has kind of a black and white sort of checkerboard type feathers more on its wings, on its back. And then the other woodpecker, which is the, I never say the name right. I know that shocks you that I would say a name wrong, but it's the Pleiaded or something woodpecker, and it's really big. But it has more black feathers and a bright red head, and it's much bigger than all the other woodpeckers. So I don't know which one of those two you have, but the red bellies also have bright red heads. And the downies are real little, and they're black and white. Oh, Josh Dobbs is in the game now. Sweet. Oh, you definitely have to let me know what Josh does, because I have been waiting for there to be a time where we were playing, far enough ahead that Josh could get in there and get some reps, because I want to see what he looks like this year. I mean, we haven't had much of a look at Josh in a while, and I would have to think he's improved, because he beat Landry out for the backup spot. So, yeah. I'm glad Josh is in there. Honestly, I'm surprised they didn't put him in earlier. And I would say Mason, too, but I'm sure Mason was inactive for today, so I don't think he would have a shot to get in there tonight anyway, but I am glad Josh is in there. Those young guys need to get some reps, because it's inevitable somewhere along the way we're going to need them, and they need to be able to get in there and know what the heck they're doing. Bruce, you have armadillos? Dang, man. No, you're in Tennessee. You don't have armadillos in Tennessee, do you? Aren't they like warm weather creatures like Texas and Arizona and places like that? Why does that Alex Blandino stand out to me? I don't guess it's anything. No, it's not. For some reason, though, when I looked at it, it seemed like something I didn't see a lot. JD Martinez is a high number short print. I can't say that I've ever seen an armadillo in person anyway. Of course, obviously pictures, but never encountered one myself. You do have them in Tennessee. Well, I'll be darned. I never knew that. Curtis Granderson, that's another high number short print for him. We saw one of those earlier. And this is numbered to 999 for the Mariners. Denard Spahn with the chrome variation white border on that one. Another Miracle Met with Mr. Nolan Ryan. We have 4 boxes down, 2 boxes to go. Not doing too badly on our time with this either. Yeah, we're doing all right. Yeah, so see, you're so close to the Kentucky line. How did I not know there were armadillos this close by? I did not know that, though. That is crazy. I had no idea. Huh. See, you guys teach me something every single night. I love it. Martin, you said Dobbs was 3 and out on the first drive. All right, well, that's all right. He's got to get warmed up, right? He's just got to get in there and get the flow going. He hasn't played in a while, not in a game situation. So he's just got to get in his groove. He'll be all right, I hope. Royals, Mets, and Yankees. Martin, I mailed a big package to you today. Man, I didn't realize, like, I knew you had a bunch of teams in that last HTA break, but I really didn't realize how many you had until I started doing the sorting. I was like, dang, Martin got like half the case. Like, you got some nice stuff in there, man. So that went out today, so you should have it before too long, hopefully. And of course, we will break more HTA this weekend, Saturday night, I think it is. We'll break another case of it. And you guys are going to, I know we're breaking baseball, but we're talking football too. Playoff football. Usually you can get playoff football anytime you want, right? I mean, like, I could probably go online right now and find playoff football from the last 2 or 3 years, buy the case with no problem at all. It's just not a product you normally have a hard time getting. It's usually one of those products you would order maybe even a little extra of, just purely for the fact that it helps get your numbers where you want them to be for other products down the line, so you get more of something else. That's a high number short print, Alex Cobb for the Orioles. Don't you know that this year they are saying that they are in short supply on playoff football? Like, playoff football. Are you serious? But yeah, he called me today and asked me if I would take less playoff than I had asked for because they weren't going to have enough. They oversold it. I'm like, well, can't you just get more? How hard is it to get it? You know, it's not something that there's usually a short supply of. He said, oh, no, they didn't make as much this year. I'm like, are you kidding me? Buster Posey Clubhouse Collection for the San Francisco Giants. So, yeah, everything evidently is going to be a hard get. Rookies and Stars football, which is a Breakers exclusive product that they always put out around Black Friday and Cyber Monday and that sort of thing. Yeah, I got cut on Rookies and Stars football. He says, oh, yeah, we didn't get anywhere near enough Rookies and Stars football. I thought he was just kind of being whatever. But another one of my guys told me the same thing. So apparently Panini has gone in the opposite direction. So the products they used to produce a ton of, and then they would always be left over. So yeah, they were probably producing too much. But instead of cutting it back a little, they seem to have trimmed it back dramatically. So now we've gone from a huge oversupply to what sounds like it's going to be an undersupply. So it's going to be an interesting next few months, I think. Oh yeah, Martin, you got all the Prism today and the jersey and all that stuff. Yeah, so but you got more coming. You'll be getting a bunch this week too, I think. Latchman Heritage is the only thing we're breaking tonight. This is Eric Hosmer, high number short print for the Padres. And Jay Allen, as far as I know, they haven't changed playoff. And that's part of what I was asking him today. I said, was there something different about it this year? Is it, got different hits? Is it 2 inners instead of just a 20-box, case of loose? I'm like you. What's the difference? That is Yankees for one of the Reggie Jackson highlights. But no, he said they just didn't make as much this year. So I thought that was kind of strange. But I will tell you this, I haven't opened it yet. I need to open it. I got some playoff football from 2017. That's the Dutch version. And the cards are in English and everything. And I thought, they got a pretty good deal on it. We may open some of that. This is a high number short print Arietta for the Phillies. So it's got a Hail Mary autograph in it and something else. I think there's 2 hits in the Dutch playoff, but one's an autograph and maybe the other one is a, I don't know, relic or a numbered card or a parallel or something. So I bought a few boxes of it. I'm going to open myself and see if I like it, if it's decent, if there's anything strange about it, because it's the Dutch version. And if not, hey, we may open some of that. I mean, because, you know, there's not a lot of 2017 you can find out there right now because of Pat Mahomes, so might be worth it. Oh, Bruce, you had a sports card shop in the 90s, and you did racing and all that stuff too? Yeah, I have thought about, people have asked me about doing hockey, and I have considered hockey, but I don't know enough about it. I don't watch it. And I know very little about it, so I've been reluctant to get into it. And I don't hardly have time to break all the stuff you need to buy to take care of basketball and football and baseball. Then, you know, you start talking about NASCAR and soccer and hockey, and my gosh, I'd have to clone myself to get all that done, I think. Oh, Martin, you saw the playoff that I'm talking about, the 2017 Dutch Edition playoff, and you said the cards look good? Okay. All right, so then I will open the little test boxes down there that I bought for myself. I sometimes test run stuff if I'm not sure if we want to break it or not. I buy just a small amount of it, open it myself, and then kind of try to figure from there. So if you've seen it and you think it looks good, then yeah, I might reorder some of that tomorrow and see if I can get that in a case quantity. Todd Frazier for the Mets. That is numbered to 569. It is a chrome refractor. Oh, yeah, Bruce. I mean, it was a totally different deal before breaks. You're quite right about that. I mean, it was nothing. The sport was nothing like this, that's for sure. And honestly, if breaks had come along a little sooner, a lot of our sports card shops probably wouldn't have gone out of business the way that they did. For the Cardinals, it's Jose Martinez, and that is an action image variation. And of course, we still lost a lot of our card stores, but I think a lot of the ones that we've lost are ones that did not get on board with the breaks. They just didn't want to make the change. They wanted to stick to the way things had always been done, and you know, they did not end up on the good side of that. And of course, the stores who got on board with breaking early on, those stores, of course, doing quite well because they've got another source of revenue and they can still get product. But the ones who didn't do breaks, even if they had the business that would, even if they could have sold enough product to maintain the business, which many of them could, they lost the ability to buy that much product because breakers were earning so much more with their purchasing power that then the stores weren't buying in nearly the same quantity and they got kind of shut out. So I don't know. It's breaking good in a lot of ways. I love it. It's a blast. I enjoy the heck out of it. But it did kind of do a number on a lot of the local stores, and I do hate that part of it. Oh, Martin, you meant the 2018 playoff football. I gotcha. Yeah, okay, so you saw just like the sell sheet on that or something? Yeah, because that hasn't, I forgot when that comes out, but it's got to be pretty soon since he called me today asking if I would take less. It's got to be fairly soon. Okay, so we have 3 different teams on our buyback card. That's interesting, and they put the stamp right on a guy's face. Why would you do that? It is Cardinals, Cubs, and Dodgers. So we'll lay it aside with our other buybacks that have 3 teams on them. But I mean, why would they not put the 50th anniversary somewhere other than in the middle of the guy's face? Kind of ruined that card, in my opinion. So, anyway, the moral of the story is breaks are good in so many ways, and they brought so many other opportunities. Because if it were not for breaking, there would not be boxes of cards where you're paying $1,500 for however many cards are in a box of Flawless. I don't even remember how many are in there. What, 7, 8, 10, something like that? Yeah, those kind of things, those would have never, nobody would have ever bought those if it hadn't been for breaking. So it's enabled the sport to grow and produce some really amazing stuff that we could have never imagined as kids. But at the same time, you know, a little downside to it as well. Yeah, Martin, it is pretty soon, but I don't know the exact date, but you said December 5th. That sounds probably about right. Justin Turner Clubhouse Collection for the Dodgers. But you know, and honestly, here's the thing. Between us, I could give him that playoff back, and it really wouldn't make that much difference, because I could still have playoff to open and let him have that case of playoff back that he must need for somebody else, because he wouldn't be calling asking me if I still wanted it otherwise. It doesn't work like that. Usually once you order it, you're locked into it. And even if I came back later and said, ooh, I don't want so much of this, it'd be like, oh, too bad you ordered it, right? So definitely he needs it. And I could have given it back to him. However, they've really been terrible to me with all of my basketball allocations. And I keep complaining because my spending level with them, I should be getting way more than I've been getting for basketball. And they just keep giving me the short end of the stick on it. So I didn't let him have it. Is that petty? It kind of is. Like, no, I ordered it and it's mine. But if he had done me any favors with anything, I might have done him a favor and given it back and let him have it, because he apparently short, you know, however many cases he's short. But instead, because he doesn't ever do me any favors, I'm kind of like, no, I think I need that playoff. I know. Even as I say it out loud, I know it's awful. I know I should be nicer and just let him have it, but I wasn't. So, yeah, you know, it was, Jay Allen, I think that way for a lot of us, that breaks are what got us back into the hobby. Because, I mean, look at basically all of the 90s, frankly, and up into the 2000s, but definitely all of the 90s. The market was flooded, absolutely overrun with product, and the value was dropping out of everything because there was such an oversupply, and everybody and their brother was making cards. This is numbered to 999. It's the Chrome Variation Austin Meadows white border. And I think we all at that point just kind of got, at least those of us of a certain age, I think we were just kind of at the point where it's like, yeah, this is no good anymore. And we all walked away. And then somewhere along the way, we came across breaks. I mean, this is exactly what happened to me too. And then it's like, hey, wait a minute, what's this about? And then the next thing you know, oh boy, are you ever sucked back in. Yeah, Bruce, exactly. When you had your store, everything sold by packs, for sure. You didn't sell stuff by boxes and cases and all that kind of stuff. It was absolutely by the pack, and it was a whole other ball game way back then. And of course, you know, when I was growing up, many, many years ago, we won't say exactly how many years ago, but many years ago, it was all about just chasing the rookie cards, because those would be what you would have in a lower supply. That would be what would be harder to hit. They weren't numbered cards or relics or autographs or any of that. You know, you bought your pack of cards with your nasty piece of gum in it. It was like kind of like chewing cardboard rolled in sawdust, and you went on about your way. So obviously kids these days, though, they're faced with a whole other dilemma. They can't afford a lot of the stuff that comes out anymore. You certainly couldn't just take your allowance and run down to the store and buy a bunch of cards these days, because that would not work out too well. So is that maybe a high? Yeah, that is a high number short print. Yonder Alonso coming out there for the Indians. The first product you sold was 89 Upper Deck Baseball with Ken Griffey Jr. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. There's a Miracle Mets again. Jay Allen, you said that I should have told him he could have the case if he started treating me more fairly. Listen, I already went round today. I was like, look, man, I'm going to start spending all my basketball money somewhere else because you guys are not treating me fairly with it. I mean, we already had a conversation about it, but it doesn't ever change anything. This is an action image variation for the Mariners with Ichiro. It doesn't matter what you say. They are going to do what they're going to do. And some distributors are the type that whatever amount they get, they allocate out to their customers, and that's that. And the only way they'd ever have any left is if they got fewer requests than cases purchased, which is rare. Then there's another distributor that they'll allocate pretty fairly based on what you've spent, but they still keep some for themselves that they mark up and sell higher. So you don't get as much as you want, but you get an amount that's probably fair and equal based on what you spent. And then there's the third distributor. That's the one I was talking to today. And they are in no way fair. And they change it. It's a moving target. They'll tell you, it's going to be based on XYZ. So you'll buy XYZ and expect to get, C. And then when it comes time to order C, they'll tell you, oh, you can't have that because you didn't buy, whatever else. It's like, wait a minute. You told me it was going to be this, this, and this. There's another Hosmer high number short print. And they'll say, oh, yeah, we changed the way we did that. So, and then they keep tons for themselves. They don't keep just a little bit back. They keep a massive amount back of anything they think is going to be good. And they don't give you hardly any. So that's the one who I'm into, who wants the playoff back, that I'm saying no to. Tyler Austin and the Yankees. That is an action image variation short print. Martin, you said your son had you buy a box of Prism and an HTA box, and it was $350. Woohoo! Yeah, it's it's not cheap these days, is it? They make their money and then a little more than sometimes. So we've got some recapping to do, but before we get to the recapping, we have all kinds of fun stuff happening right here. And this housekeeping part, is going to take us a few minutes. We're going to start with this one. So all of this stuff with 3 teams on it, here's how it works. You have to own 2 of the 3 teams to take it outright. So if someone owns 2 of the 3, that gives them the required 51%, and they just walk with the card. If no one owns 2 of the 3, then we'll go to random.org, and we're going to do all the randoms at once that have to be done, because I'll just type it in as left, middle, right, and then random will spit out one of those 3, and that's how it will all be divvied up. But we will first go to the spreadsheet on each individual one and find out whether or not it needs to go to random. So that's kind of the way we're going to roll with this tonight. So first up, on that little 1969 buyback card, we have the Cardinals. That's Groovy Y, along with our Cubbies. That's Cal Abig And then our Dodgers is Groovy Y. Okay, so Groovy Y has 2 of the 3. I'll bring you back to me here for a second if I can get the right button hit. So he has 2 of the 3 teams, so this one doesn't go to random. It goes outright to Groovy Y. This one, we have Royals, Mets, and Yankees. So let's go take a look at that. So our Kansas City Royals, Johnny Frank. Our New York Mets, Groovy Y. And our New York Yankees, FMB. So that one is going to random. Now we'll bring you back to me again. We're looking at Braves, Blue Jays, and A's on this one. Excuse me. So our Braves, odds and ends in Tennessee, that would be Bruce. And then our Blue Jays, Buckeye for fun. He's hanging around here tonight too. And our Oakland A's, Groovy Y. So that one also headed off to random. Marlins, Jays, and Indians in play on this last one. So Marlins, where are you? That is Groovy Y. Our Toronto Blue Jays. There's Buckeye again. And our Cleveland Indians. There's Jay Allen. Johnny Frank, 100. So we're headed to random for that one as well. So these 3, they're all going to be done with one spin of random. So I'm going to type in left, middle, right. I always start on the left-hand side on cards oriented that way, or at the top if it's a top-to-bottom orientation. So we're going to type in left, middle, right. I'm going to hit random 3 different times. You can ignore the first 2. It's only the 3rd one that will determine where they're going to go. So, and it's going to be the same for all. So if it came up right, it would go there to those 3 teams. Left, those 3 teams, etc. That's how we're going to roll with this, and random is going to make the choice. Take it out of my hands. I like that better. I like that the best. Okay, left, middle, right typed in, and here we go. So you ignore the first one, you can ignore the second one. Here's our 3rd and final, and it comes up middle. There you see 3 times our date and time stamp and all that jazz. So, since we're going to the middle, the Mets are taking home that one. The Blue Jays get this one, and the Blue Jays get that one. How about that? That worked out well if you have Toronto, doesn't it? And then, of course, our 1969 card, that one went by default to Groovy Y because he did own 51% or more. So that takes care of that part. Now we're going to take a look through here. Jay Allen, you said Johnny Frank is here too. I know you're there. I think I called you that somewhere along the way. Called you out in there, I think. Didn't I? Maybe. I don't know. Sometimes I don't even remember what I've said. I know it's awful. All right. So these are our purple parallels. They came out of our hot box. They're just an unnumbered purple chrome parallel. There was a Acuna. There was a Soto somewhere in here. We've got an Ohtani because I remember seeing him earlier. So he's floating around in this pile somewhere. We should see there was Willie Adames. So our nice little, there's Shohei. Nice little hot box purple parallel chrome variations. Now we have a white border to $9.99 for the Pirates, a silver refractor for the Mets to $5.69. That's to $9.99 for the Mariners. Here's another one of our box toppers. That is horribly miscut, and it goes to the Boston Red Sox. Then we have the Phillies to $9.99 to $5.69, a refractor for the Cardinals to $5.69, a refractor for the Braves. A black border, it's not numbered, but Topps did release the print run, so that's going to be numbered, not numbered, but we know the print run was 50 on the Austin Romine for the Yankees. We have a little mini Austin Meadows for the Pirates, numbered to 100. And then this, I forgot. I got to look that guy up. Seattle Pilots. Let's go see who those became. Who is the former Seattle Pilots? It's something weird like that I wouldn't have thought of. It's not the Mariners. It's somebody else. But I always forget it. So, therefore, I must look it up. And I'll tell you here in a hot second. The Brewers. So, yeah, the Milwaukee Brewers were originally called the Seattle Pilots before they moved around and became the Brewers. So, that Pilots card goes to the Brewers. Sean's here. Sean was answering that in chat, but I didn't see it because I was off. I was using the iPad to go look that up. So, thank you, Sean, though, for jumping in there with that, too. Tyler Austin and the Yankees, that's an action image variation. That is a high number short print. Eric Hosmer for the Padres, high number short Mariners, high number short Indians, high number short Phillies. Basically, just when I say short, you know it's high number unless I tell you otherwise. So short, action image variation for the Cardinals. That is short, 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 short. Action image variation Cardinals. Short again, short, short, short. That is trade. That's a trade variation for Jake Arrieta. Action image variation for Yu Darvish and the Cubbies. There is short action image variation for the A's with Piscotty. And this is a color swap for the Yankees in white instead of yellow. And it is, Gleyber Torres. So, you know, if you're going to have a color swap for the Yankees, yeah, that's a good one to have it on. Torres or Andahar, either one. Christian Yelich for the Brewers with an action image. And Banda short, Ichiro short, Neil Walker short. And guys, there's a better than reasonable chance that there are additional high number short prints, as in more copies of the ones we just looked at, probably over there in the stack. And I'll find them when we sort. Sometimes they just don't catch my eye when they go through originally, but chances are, you know, we saw 2 Eric Hosmers. There could be a third one over there in that stack somewhere, but of course I'll find it when I sort through, and all the cards ship anyway, so you're definitely going to get it. Justin Turner Clubhouse Collection Relic for the Dodgers. A Buster Posey Clubhouse Collection Relic for the Giants. Our one and only autograph out of this half case was Tyler Wade for the Yankees. Then we have a Clubhouse Collection Relic for Craig Kimbrell and the Red Sox. Francisco Mejia for the Indians. And finally, a Jacob deGrom relic with a pinstripe for the Mets. So that is the end of Heritage High Number. We're waving goodbye to that until 2019. I will, however, put up some spreadsheet information for those of you who might have missed it earlier. We'll take a look at a couple of things, your anticipated shipping date, and also we'll take a look at the auctions that are coming up here in the days ahead. So just remember, Monday, there is no mail service. I had forgotten myself until today, so that means nothing will be picked up. Nothing will be delivered. However, I will most likely be printing labels. You'll see things print and all through the weekend, but just understand they won't go out until Tuesday when the mail, you know, is up and running again. So Tuesday is your anticipated shipping date for what we open tonight. And in the days ahead, we're opening tomorrow night some Gem Mint football in a box/case. 12 makes a box and a box is a case, so whichever you want to call it. A case of Leaf Autograph full-size football helmets, and a 9-box case of Topps Triple Threads baseball, a half case of Donruss basketball where all the cards ship. On Saturday, it'll be a half case of Leaf Autograph football jerseys, a full case of Bowman Chrome HTA. That means that is the one all hits, no base. 36 autographs in that one. And a full case of 2017-18 Chronicles basketball. On Sunday, we're going to start early at 9:15, and we have a half case of Gold Rush Series 2 autographed basketball jerseys and a full 10-box case of Donruss basketball. On the full 10-box case, Veteran Base does not ship. It has its own bidding spot in the full case break. You'll still get all the other stuff, the rookies and inserts, numbered cards, relics, autographs, whatever like that will all go to teams as normal, but just plain veteran base will have its own bidding spot in the full case of Donruss. On Monday, we'll break a half case of autographed mini football helmets and a full case of TriStar Game Day Greats autographed football jerseys. And on Tuesday, we're going to get into Prism football again. Woohoo! And that is what we're looking at in the next 5 days. So I guess, guys, that has got us covered for tonight. I think I am all wrapped up. So everyone, thank you for joining me. I always appreciate having you stop by and chat and bid and break and hang out with me. We'll be back at it tomorrow night, so hopefully we will see you again then, or if not then, sometime soon. Take care. Bye now.